Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Michael for Spirit Comics. Welcome to my channel. This is my review of The Life of Captain Marvel number 4. Yes, it already came out quite some time ago. I think it was December 2018. I thought I did a review of this, but apparently not, because I went back to my channel and looked for a review of issue number 4. Couldn't find it. So, I'm going to do one. Now, if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, please do like this video. And also, like any of the videos on my channel that you enjoy, and please do share them around. And don't forget to comment as well. Now, if you're not aware, this series, this was a 5-issue series, came out shortly before the Captain Marvel movie. This was to set up the definitive origin for Captain Marvel. Of course, ignoring all of the history she had as Miss Marvel, because that is now held by Kamala Khan. Anyways, getting into the story, if you watched the previous review, which is of issue 3, you would know that Carol Danvers' mother, Marie Danvers, was revealed to be actually from the Kree homeworld. She was not human. Not the Kree homeworld, but the Hala, and she's part of the Kree Empire. Because this is history that Marie is telling to her daughter, and that's Marie right there as a young warrior. So this could explain the green outfit that Captain Marvel had in her movie, which I never saw, but I did see the trailers for it. I always wondered what the green outfit was for. And the life of a Kree warrior, as her mother tells it, is very depressing. So anyway, she continues on and talking about, here how their parents were generals and siblings were soldiers. And Marie just wanted to go through one trial after another to prove that she was worthy in that military. And apparently she was, because here we see some person saying Captain Mariel. Now I noticed this, and it stuck out to me because the first Captain Marvel was a man. I'm not talking about Shazam. I'm talking about Captain Marvel. M-A-R-V-E-L-L. He was a man. And if you notice here, the way that Mariel is written, M-A-R-I-E-L-L. I swear, I think that's borrowed from Captain Marvel. And anyways, they go about here telling how she's going to Earth. That's her next mission. And then it gets even more interesting. She says that Carol is actually Kal-El, as you see here, C-A-R-E-L-L, which again I believe is borrowing from Captain Marvel, whose name was spelled M-A-R-V-E-L-L, if I remember correctly. And her mom's freaking out, and Carol says, "You just made me pancakes." And of course, this is the same character that was in the previous issue that had come to claim her mother, Marie. So now that the flashback is finished, she does what any mother would do. She tries to protect her daughter, even though her daughter is supposed to be some type of, really powerful super being. And hits her head on the deck really hard. I'm surprised she didn't fall right through it. And this person is like I'm not gonna say a bounty hunter, but later in this issue, I believe Marie calls her a cleanser. Maybe that is similar to a bounty hunter. I'm not sure. I do like this. Stay away from my daughter. And it goes kaboom, and that's her mother doing that. That's not Carol. And now her mom is totally worn out. And then her brother, Joe, comes out, and then she says, Captain. And she's helping her mother up, and her mother says, thanks, Captain. And Joe's coming out, the brother, and says, Captain? And says, why didn't you tell me? Oh, sweetheart, I wanted to. It's complicated. And this issue is, humorous in some ways. And the mother reflects, I'd almost forgotten the rush of battle just feels so, yep. And then it's like, So Carol still very much is in love with the rush of battle. And as you see, I believe this is the same uniform that Carol uses in the Captain Marvel movie. Mind you, I haven't seen it, and I don't really want to see it. And she tells Carol that the powers she has are hers and hers alone. She's like, I don't believe it. She says, but you feel it, light and power and speed and strength, because it's who you are, who we are. And this is funny. Hala? Pama? It's a long story. Start chatting. And then the mother goes into how she met Carol's father, Joe. She was sent to Earth after she was appointed protectorate on a mission, and her ship crashed in the sea here, and this is Joe, the man she would marry. And he helps her out of the water. She's freezing. And something sort of bothers me about the origin of her mother. She's basically pretending to be human all this while, and is letting, but bit by bit, her strength is seeping out. Because if you notice here, that this is something they really don't point out. But it looks like she didn't just smash through the pins, she busted them up really bad. And she even tells her superiors on Hala that Joe is just a cover. nothing real serious is going on there, but she's sort of lying to herself. But then this is when her cover's blown. They're at this baseball game. She jumps up to catch the ball, except she doesn't really jump, she flies. And this is where she has to explain to Joe. And she says, at first he didn't believe me. Then I didn't believe him when he said he could make it work for the boys. I even tried to break it off. Because she knew, I'm guessing, that if she stayed with him, that Joe would be in danger. However, she did, because, as she says here, Joe wouldn't give up on us, on our growing family. So I said yes. And it was the happiest day of my life. And that's them getting married. And that here, Marie Danvers even looks pregnant, so I'm guessing that's Carol. And then Joe's saying that he can believe all this because that they saw Joe with her at the lighthouse when they were very young. And this even, it got really confusing a couple issues ago, I think, because if I recall, Joe left behind some love letters to another woman, but it wasn't actually another woman. And she'll talk about that here in a bit. And this is when Carol is born, and Joe holds her finger and she almost breaks it off. And she says, "My little Carol," CAR-ELL. Joe simplifies it, saying Carol. And it says champion. That's what the name means on Hala. And he shortens it to champ. Yes, you both are. But now the fighting days are over for both of you. And she doesn't believe it, because she's the mother. And this is, as it says, days later. Now I can find nothing wrong with this issue at all. It's basically just a origin story for the mother. And she tells Joe to turn off the tracker because they can find Carol, they can find any of them, no matter where they go. And I think at one point it was turned off because in the first issue it was reactivated. And this is where she talks about how she tried to give Carol a regular childhood, the best that she could. And we see young Carol dreaming, looking out at the stars. But she says it wasn't easy, especially not for Joe. And she said, and then they refer to Joe's drinking because she says he began to see threats everywhere. Kree threats. Ones he was powerless to stop. And I guess that was the cause of the drinking. Now here's a page that might be a little bit cringy. I don't know. It really didn't faze me that much. It might faze you. Mother says he began to change. And Joe says, you have to talk to her. She's saying all that garbage about being an astronaut again. And the mother wants her to be whatever she wants to be. Because she says, Carol's going to be whatever she wants to be, Joe. Telling her not to do something isn't going to change her mind. She's Kree. Joe says, only half, thank God. Don't think I could handle all this one small step for womankind crap and the flying stuff too. And then Carol flips out, saying, you let him say that crap to you and about me? I mean, this could have been, a really excellent issue, I think, because this is the only page that I found issue with. Her mom says, Joe convinced me we were protecting you, keeping you safe from the great war machine of Hala. But in my heart, in my heart I knew we were keeping you from being who you really were, and I hated it. Hated myself for asking you to be less. And that's basically the most type of cringy page, because in the next page goes on talking about how Joe did not want to send her. He didn't want to pay for college, but the mother wanted to pay for college, so she goes to a pawn shop and hawks her wedding ring to get some money so she can go to college. But by the time she gets back, Carol had run away. And now we're basically caught up with the present here. And this scene is rather nice, how the mother says she's so proud of the person that Carol became. Whether it's because of the mess of a family or in spite of it. And she says, or maybe it's both, Ma. Maybe that's just what a family is. And then the cleaner comes back, knocking Joe in his wheelchair over, and the cleaner abducts Joe. And she says that she brings word from Empress Pama that you've been tried in absentia and found guilty on all counts. Let the legends of Hala burn with your name. Your sentence is death. So that was issue 4. And despite that one page, I thought it was a pretty good issue. And this was to set the origin for Captain Marvel before the movie came out. And honestly, I think it's a pretty good story. And the artwork is a lot superior to the previous Captain Marvel run. So I hope you enjoyed this video with my commentary on this issue. If you did, please drop a like, and like any of the videos I have on my channel. Also, please share it around to others who would enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe, and please do comment on it as well. I am Michael for Spirit Comics. Till next time, true readers.